I'm David Taverner. I'm the co-director of Caribou Space, and we work extensively with the Global Development Assistance Programme and particularly on the impact measurement. So the monitoring and evaluation activity in GDA has been running since 2022, and it will run for 5 years up to the end of 2026. And it really is a 360 package of support to GDA, including impact measurement, but also flowing those findings into the strategic recommendations for the programme and helping communicate that impact broadly to both IFIs and emerging market governments around the world. The integration of monitoring and evaluation from the start of the programme right to the end and being so integral to the programme, I think, is quite unique and innovative for ESA. It's a bit more normal in the context of development assistance, but certainly in Earth observation programmes, it's a bit more innovative. And that's really critical in terms of being able to change and help direct the programme and the programme strategy over the course of the years. In terms of the impact of GDA, the direct impacts are things that we can foresee emerging and we can plan to measure through indicators like the usage of Earth observation, the adoption of Earth observation within developing world governments. The indirect or unexpected impacts are unforeseen things, and actually this might be where the greatest impact of the programme is overall. For example, the upskilling of the European Earth observation sector in being more user-led. In terms of impact measurement methodologies, the most important thing is at the start we lay out a theory of change of what we imagine will occur in terms of benefits following the provision of Earth observation to the users. We then measure that theory of change. Is it happening? Is it being observed through indicators? We collect that data from a very wide group of organisations, both Earth observation organisations and from the World Bank, and ultimately aggregate that information into public evaluations that can be shared. The awareness of Earth observation in the World Bank and ADB has been established for many years. ESA has been partnering with them over the course of the last 5 to 10 years, but certainly since the start of GDA, we're seeing a significant increase in the awareness across many thematic areas in the World Bank and ADB, and particularly in both their task team leaders, the consultancies they use to understand when Earth observation could be introduced to their projects. The awareness is definitely increasing, and we also track that through databases like procurement databases, searching for where the IFIs have included Earth observation in their tenders, and we can see those increases over the last few years in particular. The important thing for awareness, particularly in the IFIs and the emerging market governments, is historically maybe it was driven by champions, sort of early adopter personalities that had either an interest or a history with Earth observation data or geospatial data. Now what we're seeing is a more sort of pervasive understanding and awareness of where Earth observation could fit into their development programs. So it's much wider spread across those organisations. In Indonesia, with disaster resilience, the ADB, after the provision of some flood analysis, included in a loan to the Indonesian government from the ADB, and within that loan requirement had a component for Earth observation for flood analysis. So in that case, the Indonesian government is borrowing money from the ADB and paying it back for that Earth observation component. ESA's evolving a little bit in the direction from a research and development and science-focused organisation, and with programmes like GDA becoming a bit more operational and end-user focused. And GDA is a great example of how that can be done, particularly with, in this context, the IFIs and the governments around the world. So in terms of being a programme that really pushes the forefront of end-user adoption at the centre objective of the programme, I think it's a really good showcase in Earth observation programmes and in ESA generally. There's unexpected benefits that can come from GDA, like the upskilling of the European service sector to be able to think and measure and communicate their Earth observation technologies benefits for end users, and that end user base can broaden out from IFIs. It could include climate funds, it could include a broad suite of IFIs and other organisations, and that ethos of end user focus and impact focus is probably ultimately the biggest opportunity for GDA in the future. I think in terms of the biggest challenge GDA faces, it's actually continuing to help the EO service sector to be able to translate and communicate between the science and technological aspects and the end impact aspects, and in effect be a good translator. And that's where really the cross-cutting services in GDA really come to force: the communications, the knowledge hub, the impact measurement, the processing platform. They help build the bridge between the sort of scientific language and what the end users are looking for. So that's, I think, the biggest challenge to continue to focus on.